Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dafina from Dollars Plus Cents, and I want to discuss financial freedom and attaining financial freedom at an early age. So today in this video, I'm going to give you 6 ways that you can attain financial freedom at an early age, okay? So to tell you a little bit about me, I am a lawyer. And I'm also a personal finance blogger, and I became financially free at the age of 33. Now, I know so many people probably just write me off completely like, oh, she's a lawyer, so she makes a lot of money, and that's why she was able to become financially free at such a young age. Like, that's not possible for me. But I just want to let you know that it is possible for you because I did not always make a lot of money as a lawyer. Everyone just assumes that lawyers make so much money, including me. And that's why I went to law school. I was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make this money. But lawyers, not all lawyers, make a lot of money. When I graduated from law school, I was making like 30 something. I don't even remember. It was like 30 something $1,000. As a lawyer, for the first 2 years, I was struggling. I was broke. I had to live at home with my parents for the first 2 years because 30 something $1,000 in New York is just not cutting it. Like, I live in New York City and it is expensive. I could not afford to live on my own at 30 something $1,000. So I just want you to know that you can do it because I did not always make a lot of money. I don't want you to just like write me off and think it's impossible. Of course, it's easier if you make a lot of money, but it's not impossible if you don't. Okay, so I'm gonna go over 6 ways that you can become financially free, even if you don't make a 6-figure salary like a lawyer. All right, so the first thing you need to do is embrace frugality. Yes, you have to become frugal. You do. You have to pay attention to how you spend your money. You have to try to save every coin that you can. You can't just be out here making it rain or buying bottles or, whatever young people do. And taking these trips and buying these bags. Like, you have to look at price tags. You have to think of cheaper ways and cheaper alternatives to do things. So that's the first thing. You have to be frugal. Okay, the second thing is you have to save aggressively. Aggressively. Now, when I say aggressive, I mean half of your income or more if possible. At the very least, you have to save 30%. That 10% or whatever, 5% stuff you read online or in these finance books, 10% is not going to cut it. 10% is good if you don't mind working until you're 65. But 10% is not going to allow you to retire in your 30s or even your 40s. You have to really try to save as much of your income as possible. And that is something that I definitely did. I saved every penny. Now, I know, like, if you live in an expensive city like New York City, that's really hard. Like, housing in and of itself is probably 50% of your income. And what I would say to you is you have to find a way to cut that cost. You need to get roommates. You need to live at home with your parents if that's what you need to do. Airbnb or some other type of way to make some money, to cut your housing expenses, because it's almost impossible to save that much of your income if you don't cut your housing expenses. And on my blog, I do have articles written specifically about ways that you can cut your housing expenses, and I'll link the link to my blog at the bottom so you can, look around and find some ways. Actually, I even have a tab that says, it specifically says saving aggressively or aggressive saving or something like that, where you can see articles specifically about how to do those things. Okay, so the next thing, the third thing, if you want to become financially free, is you have to have a budget. Like, I can't believe how many people, there's a statistic out there that says something like 70% of Americans do not have a spending plan. And it blows my mind that so many people out there don't have a budget. it is absolutely necessary. Like you cannot you cannot get around that. Like you need a budget. I have a free budget worksheet that you can download on my website. Like that's how important it is for you to have a budget. I also have a budget template for purchase if you want something a little bit more sophisticated. That's what I personally use right now, Excel worksheet. But you need a budget, people. Like you need to know where your money is going, and you need to tell your money where to go. Because if you don't, you'll be surprised that you don't even know what you're spending money on. You don't even know why you don't have money at the end of the month. But a budget will tell you why you don't have money at the end of the month. Okay, so you you need a budget, people. Don't stop fighting it. Just get a budget. All right. The next thing you need to do, the fourth thing you need to do is you need to get rid of your high interest debt. It is almost impossible to save a significant amount of your money if all of your money is going to debt. Like you just have to get out of debt, the high interest debt. Now, what's high interest debt? I consider anything above 8% to be high interest. So if you have any debt that's above that, you need to get rid of it because it's just eating away at your savings, because most of your money is going to interest. It's not even going to the principal. So you need to try to pay that off as quickly as possible. I also have articles on my website that discusses like ways to pay down debt fast, even if you don't have any savings, even if you don't make a lot of money. All right, so check it out. I will put the link to my website below. The next thing you need to do, especially if you do not make a lot of money, if you don't make six figures and you want to be financially free early in life, is, I hate to say it, but you have to increase your income. I had to do it. I had to find a way to make more money because the 30-something thousand a year wasn't cutting it. Like I grind, whatever you have to do. If you have to get a second job, a side hustle, start a business. That's what I did personally. Is I started my own firm because I saw that working for other people, it just was not gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen. I didn't graduate from Harvard, right? So people weren't like beating down my door to give me a six-figure job, and my grades in law school were straight trash, okay? So that made it even more difficult. And I graduated during the recession, so forget about it. I had to figure out what I was gonna do, and I did something really bold, which was start a firm. And thank God he blessed me and it worked out well. But if you have like a drive to do something else or work for yourself, take a leap of faith and try it out, because I guarantee you that you will definitely make more money working for yourself than you will working for someone else. Guarantee you that, okay? But if you don't want to work for yourself or you enjoy your job, try to find some other ways to make more money, like hustle on the side, like Uber or whatever. Like try to find a way to increase your income, because if you make 30-something thousand a year like I did, yeah, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a long time, even if you save most of your money. So you just have to increase your income. All right. The next thing you need to do is you need to invest. Say it with me, people. Invest. You have to invest. You cannot save your way to financial freedom. You cannot save your way to $1 million. Like, it will take forever. What are banks paying nowadays? 1%, 2%, if you're lucky. Like, inflation alone is 3%. So if you're saving your money, it is literally eroding every year. You need something that's going to make your money grow quickly. And we're talking about 10% or 8%, like big numbers, not 1%, 0.1, whatever these banks are giving. You can't just keep your money there and say, okay, I'm going to just be safe. And no, like you'll never be financially free. What I personally did is I invested in the stock market, and I also invested in real estate. And thank God that I did, because my investments did really well, specifically my real estate investments. Like that is what drove my income really far. in the stock market is good too, yeah, because I've gotten a return about 10 recently, like this year, just this year I've gotten about 15% return. I picked some really good stocks, so that was good. But really, what really drove it home for me was real estate investing. I would definitely recommend anyone to get into that if you're interested. Now, if you don't want to deal with the headaches, and trust me, there's headaches that comes with being a landlord, then I would invest in the stock market or some other type of investment. And I, again, have tons of articles on my blog related to investing, so you can check it out there. Okay, so those are the 6 ways. I'll go over them really quickly for you. Number 1, you need to embrace frugality. Number 2, you need to save aggressively. Number 3, you need a budget. Number 4, you need to get rid of your high interest debt. Number 5, you need to increase your income. And number 6, you need to invest your money. I will put a link down at the bottom. The method I like to invest, the tool I like to use to invest in stocks at least, is Robinhood. It's a free app and website where you can buy and sell stocks for free. Most of these other companies, they charge at least $5 per trade. But I would only recommend this for people who know what company you're interested in buying. If you're new to the game and you have no idea where to start, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend Robinhood. But if you know, like, okay, I like such and such company, like Apple, I like Google, or whatever it is, like, what stocks you want, then definitely use Robinhood. I have so far done well with them. So if you pick well, you can use that, and it is free 99. All right, and I'll put a link for that as well. So please follow me on social media, Dollars Plus Sense, SENSE. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, and subscribe to my blog. And I would love to hear what you guys are doing to be financially free, or if you're already financially free, what age did you become financially free and how did you get there? All right, so you can drop me a line. All right, guys, thank you for listening to me, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.